years ago, I was a stripper, and I was tricking at the time, you know, so I was, you know, dealing with different, I ended up getting pregnant, by this guy. Started off as a trick, and I ended up getting pregnant, and end up pretty much keeping the baby. I said I wasn't gonna keep the baby, but I ended up keeping the baby for whatever reason. However, when I had the baby, I had no connection with the baby. I just, no matter how hard I tried to love the baby, I mean, I love him, but I didn't love him, if that makes sense. I don't want to say it like that. I just, like, I love him. I do love him.
Right.
But
there was no real emotional connection.
Right.
If you will.
Right. And I thought about the adoption. I kept putting it out of my mind, but it's like, you know, I just felt like at the end of the day, I made the best decision for him. Absolutely. So I ended up putting him out for adoption, and I've seen him one time since he was up for adoption, and I was like maybe a month or so after I gave him up for adoption. I always thought about him, but it's like lately, like for the past several months, he just been on my mind heavy, and I don't know, I started thinking that something was wrong or something happened to him, or, you know, I just was just having this gut feeling. I know I gave him up for adoption, but my motherly instinct is my motherly intuition is still intact for all my children. So yeah, y'all, so I haven't spoke to the family in 4 years. The adoption coordinator, she told me, she was like, it's an open adoption. You could, when you put your child up for adoption, you get to choose open or closed. I wanted to do an open one because I felt like at the time that I always wanted to be in contact with him. But the adoption coordinator, she told me, she was just like, when it comes to open adoptions, it be the biological mom who don't hold up on their end of the bargain. And I remember saying to myself, like, that's trifling, like, what the blah, blah, blah. But then it's like, wow, I end up being the same way. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, again, this also goes back to me feeling like my mom. Now, my biological mom never put any of her kids up for adoption, but she still picked and chose which kids she kept. And it's like, as much as I don't like that lady, and as much as I don't like, my dad used to always tell, like, certain partners of mine, like, she just like her mom, she just like her mom. And I never understood what he meant when he would say, like, oh, she just like her mom. But I really am just like her. Like, and it's like, as much as I don't like that lady, and as much as I don't like, my dad used to always tell, like, certain partners of mine, like, she just like her mom, she just like her mom. And I never understood what he meant when he would say, like, oh, she just like her mom. But I really...
Now, I know what y'all are thinking. queenopp, you're clever. I know you're in the bushes. I know you're watching me doing commentary to this video. But tell me why Danny had to be in the back seat. We know you had to been on that ooh-wee, feeling good back there, and was nodding. Ain't no Taylor port wine gonna make you nod like you was nodding. And queenopp knew just what she was doing. She needed some help. She don't got Shelly around. She needed some help to distract and also to get the engagement of the audience by us seeing Danny nod. It almost made me nod and go to sleep, though. And it ain't because I'm on the ooh-wee, but it's because I'm a little tired. queenopp, you ain't doing right. You ain't doing right. You know that this was a focal point of your whole entire video vlog. And you just went for it. You said, maybe you mad at Danny. I don't know, honey. And you said, I'm gonna get her. But you, honey, you did a good job. You did your big one when you did this, boo. Ooh, no, you didn't. Oh, no, you didn't. Yes, queenopp did. Yet again, you never let us down, queenopp.
With the drug addiction thing, with the picking and choosing which kids you keep, like, it's just a messed up. So yeah, long story short, so I end up getting pregnant, and it's like, also, y'all, another thing is the baby reminded me of my past. He reminded me of everything I didn't want to remember about myself. He reminded me of everything I saw in the mirror back in that time when I was getting high, when I was tricking, when I was on this, when I was on that. And it wasn't his fault. I just felt like I can't love you the way you deserve to be loved. So, you know, I felt like the best thing was to put him up for adoption. So,
Danny's on the
yeah, that's the backstory on the whole adoption thing for the new people. And what I'm doing now is I'm about to go see him.
Got a teleport.
It's gonna be
teleport wine in a cup.
I'm very excited to see him, and I'm very excited to see his mom, his new mom, because like, well, his adoptive mom, because I know she's doing a great job raising him, and she's just so nice and sweet, and I love her, y'all. I really do. She's like, in the beginning we did have like a little close relationship, but you know, but okay, y'all. And I don't know, I kind of felt like her husband was looking at me one time, but I don't want to, you know, dig too deep into it. But
please don't.
I'm now like 5 minutes away from the place, so I'm gonna come back when we get there.
Yo, this the rest of the story on why I gave him up.
But long story short, I feel like dealing with him, you know, him or his mom. I don't know, I kind of felt like her husband was looking at me one time, but I don't want to, you know, dig too deep into it. But I'm now like 5 minutes away from the place, so I'm gonna come back when we get there.
Yo, this the rest of the story on why I gave him up.
But okay, y'all. And I don't know, I kind of felt like her husband was looking at me one time, but I don't want to, you know, dig too deep into it. But I'm now like 5 minutes away from the place, so I'm gonna come back when we get there.
Yo, this the rest of the story on why I gave him up.
But long story short, I feel like dealing with him, you know, him or his mom. So I made up a lie and said, and this is a very disgusting lie, I'm not proud of it, but this is just my truth. This is my ugly truth. You know, I just made up a lie and said that the baby passed away. And me thinking it was going to buy the story, the grandma ended up calling the hospital trying to find like death certificates and stuff like that. Couldn't find none, and they pretty much found that I was lying. And I don't even know how she found out where I gave the baby, like what adoption agency I went with, but somehow she found it out. I don't know how she found out. None of the stuff she found out, I don't know how she found out, but she did.
So I wish queenopp the best in this social media journey. I know this is new beginnings for her. You know, it's going to be different because she doesn't have Shelly to work as a mule. She's going to have to somehow finesse like she did in this video and have Danny in the video and have her be the focal point, turn her into a mule to get the views and keep the engagement, because people will definitely be amused, shocked, buffooned, or whatever these words are, baffled, appalled at what they are going to definitely see when they see this video. Because Danny was doing her big one in the back seat with the little girl. We didn't see the little girl. I seen her one time in this video. I didn't show it because I really don't like to show people's children in videos. You know, some occasions I might show the kids, but not all occasions. And I chose not to in this occasion. But Danny, don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. You're going out bad, sis.